more so than baseball, I've been started watching playoff
Oh,
hockey,
it's so
and
good.
Oh shit,
and
dude! I
boy, is
haven't
it a
watched any
different
yet.
beast, dude.
It's so good. I know.
People, there's already people getting
I
ejected and
I
fined and
honestly,
shit. Like they're just like bowling each other
I
over.
was so close to Snapchatting you guys because I was watching. Um, I think it was the Leafs and the Lightning, and I was thinking like, boy, are these guys way fucking ahead of the Red Wings? Like watching it,
Oh,
like
dude,
my
yeah,
God, it's like a different fucking league. It's crazy. Like I was
yeah,
watching, they're
the
so fast, so crisp, so clean, tape to tape
yeah,
passes. I was like, good lord. I was like,
The strange thing though is that there's always a hand like for the past couple of years, anyways. There's been games where the Red Wings have gone up against the best teams in the NHL and they destroy them for some reason, and then they have
right,
crippling losses like 11-2 from the Coyotes, who should be a Triple A team. Like
right,
yeah. I
right.
think I think if the Wings
it's just
played one of those
insane.
teams like in the playoffs, they'd get swept. Like I think
For
Yeah,
sure.
like you just said, like playoff hockey is like another beast. Like it's a whole nother level. But hey, maybe the Red Wings
No,
would like play harder if they were in the
and it
playoffs.
seems like
I
you really
agree.
need those big veteran players other than like the young like scrawny rookies that they have. Like it's not like a touch and go kind of hockey. It's just like it's full bore, 100 miles an hour,
Yeah.
blast everybody you can, and
Yeah,
like fire as many pucks at the net as possible,
did
and
they
then
fire
fight
their
each
head
other,
coach?
and then fight each other after every whistle. Yes, they did.
They fired their
They
coach
fired
and they fired two coaches.
the coach and assistant coach, which they were
Yeah,
like floating around together, and their goalie coach.
their goalie coach. Yeah, they got rid of
Yeah.
him.
So,
But I don't know, man. The the, the playoff hockey like just fucking hits so much like harder when you watch it. You're like, oh shit, this is. I've maybe seen three Red Wings games all season that were this much tempo. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
yeah,
it's
just
wild. And
like
like that and the
skill level.
atmosphere in the arenas is
Mm-hmm.
insane. Like the
yeah.
Avalanche that they overtime goal they beat the Predators in overtime and it was in Colorado and uh they scored that overtime goal and the place just fucking erupted and I love that. Like it doesn't matter what sport, what happens,
When the crowd goes
half the
crazy.
time when I don't give a shit on what's happening, I just cheer for like a really good crowd roar because that's just
Yeah,
something
you're
about
like,
it.
oh
Just
shit.
like
Yeah.
basketball, NBA. When I was watching the NBA, like there's two teams playing. I think it was the Celtics Nets. It was in Boston, and I didn't give a shit about the game, but Boston went on like a 10-0 run, and it was just every basket was just it was insane.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That's
Fun to watch, man.
that's that fever pitch.
Hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
people call it electric.
Mm-hmm.
So Aaron, let's talk about the mustache. Now
Yeah, what you got going
Oh,
on,
is this
bro?
just a tonight thing?
bad podcasting.
Maybe it'll
No,
be.
I
Podcast.
every now and then I just get this like itch to just say
Still, still a
how are you,
while.
brother, and
Hold on,
just
dude. Hold
just
on,
really,
dude.
yeah, you got to hold on to the handlebars, dude. You
You
gotta hold on. For the crowd, you can't see it.
you
I'm
want
holding on to my handlebars.
are you you want to talk to a Hulkamaniac, brother?
Dude, so how long are you gonna keep that for? Just tonight?
I don't know. No,
You're
I'll
gonna
probably
keep
let her go.
you're gonna keep
I gotta
it?
go.
Well,
Yeah, I gotta
yeah.
go over to like Amelie's folks' house for and
You're
I love it.
not wearing that there, are you
For,
actually?
Bet me.
for,
Dude,
Bet me.
dude.
I
Oh
don't
yeah.
think I've ever seen you with just the stash, like just to like right
Really?
Dude,
here.
Not
Yeah.
the bars, but just like the
Right.
cop stash.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. For all the
Um,
people listening, because I know you are listening, Aaron has a full. Shaved all of his facial hair except for just a big mandelbar stash
Mhm.
going all the way to the
we'll put it.
fucking
We'll see it on
jawline.
YouTube
Yeah.
or we'll put it on the socials or something cuz it and people who know you can probably imagine it. But
Yeah.
it's
And
awesome.
when I had my really big beard, like this past winter or this fall, whatever, I literally
That's a
had I
screenshot.
had beard coming out onto my cheek that if I would have shaved it, I could literally like put mustache wax in it and do like the Monopoly man,
Oh my
like
god,
That's
that's
cool.
awesome. That's
I'm
awesome.
jealous,
the
dude.
curly cues.
Yeah,
So I
I'm
don't know. It's
jealous.
just like
Chris and I can
I
just grow pube stashes.
I've been
it's
I've been trying to grow a mustache for fucking 14 years, dude.
it's honestly a gift and a curse like having facial hair. I think Dylan, you can attest to this, especially being in the military. If you can,
Dylan
you just like
Dylan sneezes and he gets 5 o'clock shadow.
I mean, if you literally grow a beard, it's like cool because then in the wintertime, like I don't have to, unless it's like blowing 40-mile-an-hour winds, like I don't feel the need to like put my hood up or anything like that because you really don't understand until you have a beard in like the wintertime. You don't really get what it's like to have like a face shield, and that also helps when you have a beard and you put a mask on like during COVID. The beard hair like absorbs like your breath vapor, so you don't get like the wet mask, like people that are like sweating in the summertime wearing a mask, it like sticks to your face. You don't get that because that hair this is kind of weird science about beards, but
yeah, I heard the fellas like it too. Your big beard, your boyfriend likes it.
Yeah, guys,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Guys that hunt
Not
bears,
I have no problem.
It's
Nothing
just
wrong
like
with that.
bears are a powerful species, and until you've encountered one, you don't really know what it's like. So
you say you're a bear.
So welcome into episode 8. Failure at its finest hour.
We've done 8 episodes.
I wanted
is
you guys.
8?
Yeah, this is 8. This is 8.
Oh my gosh! People are starting to ask me like, "Hey, when are you going to post these?"
We aren't.
We're not going to.
Gosh!
Well, it's going to be fun because
should we just get a bank of like 100 episodes,
100 and then release them,
and then the 100th episode be done with it, and then just release them a week at a time for 100 weeks. For literally 2 years, we released episodes. Episode 100, we're out. Peace.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, we held on to these for a long time, but thankfully they're out now. So
we're cutting our teeth.
You can hear our voices.
Cutting our teeth. But
tell me about your guys' concert that you guys went to.
Oh man, that shit was awesome, dude. Aaron, you want to take control?
Oh, I feel like I haven't shut up since this thing started, but sure.
So you never
the cool
shut
thing,
up, dude.
The cool thing, just be quiet. I'm trying not to shut up here. So, but anyways, it was just cool for me because Chris, you had never been down to Grand Rapids before. You've been south of the bridge, but you'd never been over here. So I gave him like the truncated experience. We went to Founders Brewing Company. And
that shit was awesome, by the way.
Slammed down a sandwich and some wings, a couple beers, and
he bought lunch, dude. Aaron bought lunch like a fucking gangster. I was like, come on, dude, let me tip.
But yeah, we ended up going out to a certain plant store, if you will, and we had that experience.
Yeah, we got a little bit of that jazz cabbage, some Grand Rapids jazz cabbage.
How was it? Was it good?
I was impressed.
Yeah, Chris's face was melting while I was drinking a beer.
Yeah,
were you guys at the concert? Like pretty greased up?
We were at his apartment, dude. We went to because it was like 4 o'clock before the show, and we're like, oh fuck, we can watch the Tigers game until like 6. Because we had the doors are at 6, so we had to get there before like 7 for the show. So then sat at his place, and we both bought scratch off in 40s. That's a funny story too. We bought scratch off at this little fucking Quick and Easy by Aaron's place. Is that what it's called?
It's literally called the Quick and Easy, but it is spelled QIKNEZ.
Yeah,
that's sick.
People call it the Kickinez.
Yeah, so I bought a 40 of Corona and a scratch off, and Aaron was checking out, and I started scratching my ticket. And the store manager, he was like an Indian fella, and he's like, "Oh, you're scratching it in here, man." And I was like, "Oh, sorry."
Wait, what? He didn't.
That's like a thing. It's like a thing that like bums do.
You're not.
They're like,
okay.
Scratching the gas station.
Yeah. Or you could just not scratch it and just scan the code.
Yeah, I was literally just going to say that. Just
scratch the
buying
code
it
and scan it.
instantly just scan it.
That's true gambling addict.
You have a problem.
I've seen people do that though. They'll go in there with 8 24-ounce ice house cans in like a single plastic bag that is just bursting at the seams.
This
and
reminds
they'll buy
me.
a lotto ticket and scan it once and be like, shit, and go outside, sit on the front porch of that place or the front stoop of that, and just hammer those beers.
When Molly and I lived in Hancock, there was a girl. I used to go to that Chris to buy cigarettes all the time. And there was this old lady who drove a Ford Taurus, like those 07 kind, not like the new ones.
Oh,
and it was just rusted to shit. And I would see her like in there every time I was in there, and she'd buy like a shit ton of scratch offs. And one time I parked next to her. Her entire floor in that car was filled with scratch offs.
Like, dude, and they were probably all good.
I don't know, dude. She was fucking swimming in them, dude.
How much do you think that you sleep on a scratcher? Like, especially for me, like on cash words, I even scan them if I don't win because I'm like, I might have missed.
Are you scared?
Shit,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. The
words, you always should.
The crosswords,
always
definitely, because I
always
always
scan
miss. Yep.
Yep.
Definitely, I do the same thing.
Funny thing about scratchers, dude, I had like 4 in my truck door that were like wilted and like bent. Like you could tell that they were in my door for a while. And I was like, what the fuck? And I looked at them and they were all $2 winners. I was like, shit, dude.
Nice.
I was thinking about myself putting these motherfuckers in the door.
You know what scratch offs are? They're like
I got a half gallon of gas.
They're low key like a good, like your parents get you a gift like for Easter or like Christmas, dude, or your birthday, just like a bunch of scratch offs. Do you guys do that? Do your parents do that?
Yes, dude. Yes, dude.
My mom and dad got us some for Easter, Molly and I.
Dude, a card full of scratchers is fucking goated.
I don't know if my folks have done that, but I know that for myself, anytime that there's like it's like Oliver's birthday or like some whatever thing, like if it's like just us hanging out, I'm like, let's go down to the gas station and get a couple of these bad boys. Mm-hmm. That's like literally like that's Chris. That was the first time I bought a scratcher in like a couple of years with you.
Oh, really?
And the last time I bought one, I won like $50 on or something like
that. Did you finish
cool.
yours, dude? Did you?
I just did today, and I got hosed. I
just finished it. What the fuck did you buy?
Dude, he fucking scratched like 3 letters, and I was like, bro,
he's like, I'm sick of this already.
Goddamn ADD. He puts fucking Limp Bizkit on the Xbox.
Yeah, it was. So, anyways, back to the show. There was a couple of bands, Koyo, Movements, Knocked Loose, and Kubakan, and just a classic hardcore show at a cool venue. The venue is the Intersection here in DR. Venue. 4 venues in one. They have the Intersection, the main room. They have the Mint, which is like a nightclubby kind of feel. And a couple other ones, and they're known. They're like top 10 venues, like small club venues across the United States. They always make the list every year. So just a cool experience, cool show.
Kind of
wild.
Sorry to interrupt, but like you were saying, that's like a cool venue and popular. You introduced me to the venue manager, which you know. And he was like, like metal's huge right now in the area. And what do you say? Like, As I Lay Dying, Spirit Box, and I can't remember who else is, but Dying Wish is playing there soon. I'm like, holy fuck, those are huge metal bands.
Yeah.
So it's a big fucking scene there. But anyways,
that venue oftentimes gets acts on their way up and on their way down.
Right.
So you'll see like a lot of great shows there that you will likely never see again. And the Weekends, the band that we saw there that was on tour, Knocked Loose, they will most likely not play the Intersection again unless they're like diehard like small club fans where they like the crowd interaction and it's not like a big stadium show kind of thing where they can kind of be very close to the fans, which I think hardcore bands typically are. They're typically playing in people's basements and garages and at VFW halls. And,
churches and Eagles clubs. You see like fucking on Twitter, you'll see like hardcore bands like playing tonight at First Episcopal Church in Seattle.
Can we sleep? Can we sleep in your parents' house?
Yeah.
So does
anybody have a place for us to stay?
Give me a rundown. I want 3 maybe 4 if you have it. Give me 3 or 4 descriptions of the main, not demographic, but give me the character scene while you were
Chris,
there.
I'll let you take the mic on this one.
Give me at least 3. Three like groups of people that you saw. You know, you had the normal goers, you guys just wanted to go see a show.
Yeah.
Then there had to have been a couple other little cliques there.
You see, so for me, going to my first show, the last show I saw was Real Friends and Citizen and the Wonder Years. So I was used to like, that's the last thing I saw. And then when I was in the Army, I worked security for country music concerts. So I had no idea what I was expecting. But I was going to the show with obviously like a musical, like Aaron was in the industry. So like he was telling me about shit as we were there. So I was very observative of the whole thing. And I saw like a lot of guys, like a lot of like 40-year-old dads, like standing around the edge, like with like hate breed shirts and like these old like hardcore punk band shirts. And then you see this demographic of like tall dudes wearing leather vests with like huge beards and like a tattoo around their eye socket.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
Or like hand tattoos, and then the rest of them were just super short people that smelled like Red Bull and weed.
I was just gonna say, okay, my last question about it is, what was like the 3 smells that were kind of swirling around in there?
I smell water, Red Bull. I'll leave it to Aaron. He's better at that kind of
also,
stuff.
hold on, before Aaron goes, I don't know if anyone listening has ever smelled somebody that has smelled like Red Bull, but it might be the most disgusting smell in the world. Just oozing out of their pores, just Red Bull. I've smelled that at my morning job.
Yeah, I'll say this: I'm not shading any hate on any of the people there. Like everyone's there to watch music and have a good time, but I'm just strictly going off of what I experienced, you know. And the funniest part about the whole show is that me and Aaron found this great spot. Like there's these VIP lounge areas on both sides of the venue where you can pay $100 and sit at a table and no one fucks with you. But on the outside of the table, there's a bar, like a wooden bar with a recycle bin and a trash bin. And me and Aaron posted up on this bar right next to the recycle bin and trash bin. I was like, dude, we're just going to wedge ourselves in this fucking small spot and people are going to lean up against us, but we're going to watch this shit. And like, people are like pushing beer cans around us to get them in the garbage can. And it came to a point where people like noticed me and were handing me beers and I was like putting them in the recycle bin. But the funniest part, dude, is that like halfway through the first set, like this girl and her boyfriend showed up. And like the girl was like kind of cute, like the emo girl with like the bleach blonde hair. And like there was this little guy, like this little person next to her. And I was like, oh, like she brought her little brother here. And then like he turned around and he had like a beard. And I was like, whoa, this is like a really short guy. And the recycling bin was like a plastic Pepsi bottle. Have you seen those before?
Yep.
With the slots. It was taller than the guy standing in front of me.
Holy shit.
And like he was leaning on it, but his elbow was
my god.
From his head.
Oh my god.
He might have just slipped through one of those pop bottle holes.
Yeah, he bumped into me. He's like, sorry, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
All right, Aaron, give me your top 3 smells that you could smell.
Number one at
ground beef.
At any
fried
show indoors,
unseasoned ground beef.
At any show indoors, number one smell is a fart, dude. Someone.
Oh my god, that's the worst.
I mean, people are just tearing them out at that. I mean, it's just, you're gonna smell obviously the Red Bull. Chris mentioned you're gonna smell someone's weed or weed pen or whatever, and then you'll come across and it'll just be. And the worst part about it is that they got the air handler on, but it's hot in there. So when you catch fart, it's hot fart.
That's
it's
so
it's
gross.
hot gas. So that's probably
straight out
number
of the
one.
shit pipe.
I mean, maybe it was just Chris ripping them next. I mean, we had some pretty
I
was pretty
farting
hot
hella.
wings.
I was farting hella, and you were standing directly behind me. I was
Yeah.
one end was farts, and the other end was vape smoke from me the whole show. So,
So gas. And then you get like a little bit of a body odor, which is not much better.
Yeah, that's a classic.
And that's a weird thing, you know, when you get into a venue, the band hasn't even started yet, and you smell BO. Like you're like, what are you? Did you not take a shower before you came to this thing?
it's like some of these people, they mosh their way into the show.
And they just people
They beat the shit out of each other in the street on the way in.
And then the next thing I smell is you know, it's just like cigarettes, weed, smokables. It's just like those are like the three smells. Certain shows you go to, and so like I work at a venue here in town. I haven't worked there in a while, but at the end of every show, they're like big on limes, big on citrus fruits and drinks. They just chuck one in there. So at the end of the show, at the front of the stage, there will be all these plastic cups, and then there's just like probably like 50 bags worth of cut up limes just on the floor from people's like gin and tonics and stuff. And so the floor is just like littered with citrus fruits. You just like you smell that, and then like I don't know if it's the gin or tonic that smells once it hits the floor, but it's just like this pungent. Half of it smells like citrus fruit that's been cut within the past day, and I don't know. The weird smell for sure. It's gross to think about, but I mean, you pack 2,500 people into a building, and they're all drinking. Like, there's gonna be some shit on the ground.
Interesting. You guys like to do those ragers there at the Sue's house, yeah?
Yeah, Labor Day and 4th of July.
Which brings us to our next topic.
Yeah, which brings us. We're in because I was talking about all class, and Aaron, you had thought of it like a few weeks ago, but basically breaking down what we think is the best drinking holiday.
This is the meat and potatoes of the episode here, folks.
Yeah,
We're really gonna get into the nitty-gritty.
This is how the sausage is made right here,
now,
dude.
What we have currently right now, before we can each kind of take our turn and give our own opinions, we have in no order St. Patrick's Day, Thanksgiving Eve, which I will not preface on what it means because some people I don't think understand what Thanksgiving Eve is. But
hold on, pause.
Yep, pause.
Can we do a quick caveat to Thanksgiving, because I like to also drink on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving Day is in there. It's in there.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So Thanksgiving Eve, there's no order, so it's just randomly ordered. But Easter, Halloween, Labor Day, which is also another one that people might not understand. Christmas Eve, July 4th, Thanksgiving Day, and New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Now, if anyone wants to take the floor here, you are more than welcome.
Well, I'll pick the low-hanging fruit here. I mean, if we're just looking for things to talk about, my fucking birthday is Christmas Eve, bitch. So
that's true. That's a pretty important one for you on the list.
There's no doubt that I am not getting fucking drunk on Christmas Eve. So that's a big drinking one for me. And I know that every time I've come home on leave for like holiday block leave and shit, or, you know, even living in Manistee now that my parents are close, like, it's always been like, oh no, we're not doing anything special for your birthday. And I show up from work, because usually Christmas Eve is on like a fucking Friday and I'm working. I show up and there's just like a case of beer. I'm like, well, okay. I'm getting drunk tonight.
Time to get annihilated. There has been a couple years in my family where I know, Dylan, you were there with us when we were bringing the presents down. Do you remember when we were
I was there.
Absolutely blitzed bringing the presents down, like at 3 a.m?
I've been there once.
There was like a 2 or 3 year stretch there where like Thanksgiving Eve was just bomb. We were just getting bombed.
Tone, I remember that one fucking Christmas Eve. Luke was still like kind of younger. It might have been before I left for the army or like after we moved to Manistee or some shit. But Luke was still young, and like your parents still kind of did like Christmas
It was
for
when you left for Manistee.
yeah, and like we were so fucking hammered, like throwing presents down the stairs, like digging them out of your parents' closet and like tossing them into each other, like, oh, I got it. Everyone's like following around, like, Merry Christmas.
Seriously. I thought you were going to talk about the time when Luke woke up in the middle of the night. My dad was like, get the fuck back in bed. He just like got pissed. Because it was like one of the last years where like he could have, he believed it. And he didn't, last kid, he didn't want to like have the last one know that Santa wasn't real. So he was just like, get your fucking ass back in. He just like screamed at him. And he's like, sorry. And he like ran into bed.
Your dad's like, Santa's fucking your mom tonight.
And I remember my mom
Oh
was
my
just like,
gosh.
Eugene, what the hell? He's like, what? He's up. I don't want him to see me.
I'm fucking Santa, Teddy.
All right, sorry, Chris. You can continue on.
No, you're good,
Maybe
dude. That was fucking
your next
that
best.
was hilarious. Dude, I mean, we can switch off. I did my first best. Someone else do their first best.
I would say, honestly, for me, I would say Labor Day.
Yeah, and since you brought it up,
Classic.
did you
Like,
guys did you guys know that Labor Day is not very common in other places?
No.
Yeah.
I'm well
I know
aware.
that.
Yeah.
I'm well
Yeah.
aware.
So I like it.
can't.
There's multiple reasons why I do like it. I mean,
Maybe a quick
like,
rundown for the listeners.
yeah, in Onondaga, it's like a 4-day event basically, where it's like basically parades, like
It's like a
get-together.
7-day event, depending on when you get there.
I'm not counting all the dumb
Depending
bullshit.
who's working for the county.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the 4-day bender you go on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, that's
Like I'm not
insane.
counting
drinking.
like Monday when the kiddie parade's going on. Like I don't count that day.
No,
That's
when
Bloody
you
Mary
that's
Day.
when you want to climb in that porta potty that's by Roxy's and just head first right into the the bottom of that fucker.
Just dream of eating birdshot.
I would agree with you
you-
on Labor Day, because now that I'm thinking about it, if you want like your bang for your buck, Labor Day is definitely the fucking weekend where it's just
the
drinking.
only thing that you can argue that is better, like in my opinion, like that, like when I think about it, like I think about like Labor Day, and like only time I get that kind of vibe is like a fucking all class reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where you get to see everybody, and that's the
Because like
weirdest part
I don't
about
count
like,
Christmas because like it's winter time, like no one's outside doing anything.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
true.
That is very true.
So I guess for our non-West End, Upper Peninsula, Labor Day fanatics, or just anybody at all really that doesn't live in the western end of the UP, Labor Day in Ontonagon, Michigan it's bigger than the 4th of July. It's bigger than any holiday. Any holiday that we named here, that hometown that we all hail from swells by like, well, in recent years, like only a couple thousand, maybe under let's say under 3,000 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, early 90s, easily between 5 and 10,000 people.
I would agree.
10,000 is maybe a stretch, but man, Labor Day is just like this huge event that's put on by our town. It's I forget what they have like the main thing is like the Maxwell Street Day, so they shut down the main street, and there's just like all the businesses
giant fucking racket.
Yeah,
it's fucking...
they shut down the main street to traffic. All the businesses have like just stuff for sale on the street. The fire hall's open. They're all hammered, slinging burgers and dogs and brats and stuff.
Stink bombs and cat guns and potato guns, and
I mean, it is just absolute chaos down there. And then you have the street dance at the rec building at the hockey, the local hockey rink. Just massive, concrete floor, and they're just like I don't even know if they even sell beer there. There's just so much alcohol there. and like you said, cap guns. I mean, it's just
no
it
one's
is-
checking if you're bringing beer in.
No.
Like,
no. I mean, the
Yeah.
police officers are in uniform drinking down there at that point.
yeah, the
It
one
is just-
cop that lives in Ontonagon is fucking already drunk.
And I would
and
I would like to know when, because Ontonagon was essentially gifted Labor Day. Like no other county or bigger town in the area like celebrates. Like I remember when Molly and I lived in Houghton, I asked like the guys at the station like, "Oh, what do you guys do for Labor Day?" And they were like, "Labor Day? We don't do Labor Day. That's Ontonagon." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay." I was like, "So you guys know
Yeah,
about
dude.
Ontonagon's Labor Day?" And then I was like, kind of like thinking, I
East
was
End
like,
too.
no
East
one
End.
does Labor Day except Ontonagon. So like they were like
Mhm.
given that holiday. Like like 4th of July is kind of big up in Houghton. Like they have the fireworks and they have like a parade.
well, that and Bessemer too.
And Bessemer with the-
Bessemer,
with the-
Bessemer spends the most
Yeah.
on their fireworks.
So it was just like each town in the UP has like their holiday. Like Chris, I know Manistee
It's
has
weird.
like those
The
festivals.
folk fest.
Yeah,
dude.
but it's like
Folk fest.
Ontonagon was given
It's-
Labor Day one year, and
Yeah.
you just don't
Big
do anything on
parade.
Labor Day except in Ontonagon, I guess.
But the thing
I
is
mean-
like it's like Ontonagon, like so much shit is not there anymore. So like, in order to go to Labor Day and have fun, you're either going to be, I mean, at this point, just shoulder to shoulder at Stubbs,
Yeah.
or in your fucking hotel room in Silver City because there's no hotels in Ontonagon.
There is-
It's a super
there's-
exclusive.
There's a new one. Someone bought
Really?
Someone bought the Roach, and
the Roach.
Yeah,
dude?
someone bought it.
Yeah, someone bought.
my
Oh
God.
yeah, I saw that.
and they're renovating it. It actually looks pretty nice.
Yeah, those are folks.
That's the
from
thing is, like,
down here in
Ontonagon's-
Illinois.
Ontonagon's like super exclusive too. So like only the people who go party there, like if you're going there to party, you know someone.
Mhm.
And if someone's not there, you're like, who the fuck are you? And if it's a
I
woman,
mean,
every man is trying to fuck her.
another thing too, like Labor Day historically has always been like there used to be probably like what 4 or 5 more bars downtown. They'd all have their doors open. I mean, just packed
Mhm.
wall to wall people. And during the parade, the day of the parade, like there used to be like what is it, the Elks Club? They call it the Country Club. They're in Ontonagon. The golf club would do a float.
Yeah.
Who else? I mean,
The
there used to be
snowmobiling club,
like
the
this-
snowmobile club.
well,
Snowmobile Association,
and I mean all the Western
Smurfett
end,
Stone,
like,
the mills,
high
the
sc-
companies, every
high
fucking
high
everybody
school
had a
bands
float.
would show up. You used
Yeah.
to have like 6 different high school bands from all over the West
Yeah.
End of the UP show up
Well,
there.
then you
Marty's
also-
Marty's Golden Airs.
Marty's Golden
like-
Years, dude. Yeah, you had like some of the best marching bands, and then like the Celtic marching bands too, with like the
People will come from
bagpipes and the
all
snare drums.
over. And a lot of people own property or they own like a lake house or whatever. They'll show up for Labor Day. They got
Yeah.
all their family. Everyone's sleeping on the floor. And it's just
Yeah.
packed. And you'll see people from all over the place. It was kind of like COVID there. You like during COVID, I went there and hung out with Tony and Molly on the beach. There were people from. I mean, they didn't even speak English. They were just like from all over the place. They must have been on Instagram, saw the local beach, saw the Porcupine Mountains, and they're like, "We're going here. This is our travel destination." So, Labor Day, I guess at the end of the road is probably the number one.
It has to
for
be.
all of us.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's
That's a
just
good pick.
It's so
though.
unique. It's so unique. I mean, and really, I've never seen, and I mean, I guess I've never wanted to be anywhere else for Labor Day than in Ontonagon.
Yeah, I am.
No one else celebrates.
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna say I don't think there's anything going on like anywhere in the UP for Labor Day, and I could be
Lot
I could be wrong, but I haven't heard of like a celebration
a
happening.
lot of blue collar action there, man.
But that's a
It's
great
all-
pick. If you want bang for your buck,
But
Labor Day is
a lot
gonna
of
give
guys
you the
who look
5,
like
4
Aaron.
4 or 5 day
Yeah.
bender.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with if not Labor Day, easily, and this kind of swings back to Dylan, 4th of July. I mean
Florida.
that's just another like warm holiday that you can
Yeah.
just drink
4th of July is
heavily.
one of my fucking favorites, dude.
and like the beach, like the weather is perfect, you know, like when you get to Labor Day it's kind of like rainy and, you know, a little chilly, a little colder over here. But 4th of
Mhm.
July is like kind of peak UP weather, and
The
just
shit you get for 2 weeks a year.
the fireworks. I mean, I don't know how many countless stories of my dad almost blowing his arm off in the backyard at 3 o'clock in the morning, which brings
Or
me
lighting
Dude.
house on
to
fire.
the story. Um, it had
My
to
botched fireworks
it
show.
had to have been 4 or 5 years ago. We got my
That was
dad. Say what, Chris?
Was that the one in your backyard where like
They're always in the
fucking-
backyard.
dude, was that the one? I remember one like two, I don't know, maybe five. It might have been 5 years ago where we were launching artillery shells and they shot back at the house and shit.
Yeah, that was one year. That's that was another
And I
year.
I almost fucking took your mom's head off. What the fuck?
Yeah, but this one was, like I said, 4 or 5 years ago. Like 3 o'clock in the morning. My dad spent like $500 on fireworks, and I pitched in like 100 or 200 of my own, and we just got obliterated. Just the classic, drink a lot. I got tired. I was like, fuck, I gotta go to bed. Like half the party like went to bed, and like 3 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden you just hear these big fucking booms going off, and I didn't go outside, but I knew what was happening because I was too fucked up, too tired. I was like, God, I'm just gonna go to sleep. So apparently my dad and Hawks, like everyone like went to bed, and Jake, they took all the fireworks, went in the backyard, and my mom said that they were on the deck, and my dad was like on his back.
They're on the deck. They weren't even in the backyard.
No.
They're
They
just
were
on the deck.
no. My mom was on the deck. They were in the backyard by the fire pit. My dad was on his back lighting it. Again, 3 a.m, wasted, on his back lighting it, like by his head, and it would be like, psh, and then he'd like roll around and just go like this, and then they just, boom, just go up in the air. But anyways, so the next
Like
morning,
a fucking artillery, man.
so the next morning, yeah, that's what it was like. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I wake up just hungover as shit to somebody honking their car horn in our driveway. So I open the window. My room was looking towards the driveway. I look, and it's a car I don't recognize. I was like, what the hell? Just honking. Just constant honking. 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, holy shit. So I like open the window, and all of a sudden I hear like yelling. And I was like, oh, god damn. I didn't know what she was yelling. So I went back to bed, woke up probably around 9, went downstairs. Chase Jenny was in the garage, probably already drinking. And he said that it was a girl from the neighborhood that was bitching about the fireworks from the night before. And she was saying like, I'm going to call the cops on you. But she was like yelling at Chase. Like Chase had no idea because he also passed out before the fireworks. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And
This dude got verbally assaulted.
and we never like saw that lady again. Never have seen that car since. So I don't even know if they were from the neighborhood, but it was hysterical. Chase was just like, dude, some girl was just yelling at me saying she was gonna call the cops. And then
I
we
just
told
got nuked back
and then
there,
we told
guys.
and then we told him that we were lighting up fireworks at 3 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, 4th of July is easily my pick.
Go back, yeah, dude. Go back to your fucking house in Charlevoix, bitch.
Oh my gosh.
No, dude, I agree. 4th of July is my favorite. Like, I could be, every year I'll put $200 aside just for fireworks.
Mhm.
And my kids are young right now, so I just buy like fountains and firecrackers and like shitty bottle rockets and shit. But like, I do a show like for my kids in the backyard, and that's like the best feeling in the world, is just putting on like a little fireworks show.
Yeah.
And like everyone's always like, oh, are you gonna come here for the 4th? You gonna come do this for the 4th? I'm like, fuck no, dude. I got 8 Roman candles and
Oh my
10
gosh.
fucking bottle rockets. It's going off in the backyard tonight.
Actually, sentimental note here. I think it was 3 years ago. I want to say Dylan was there too, and we were all, and it's the infamous picture that we'll post on our social media. I actually went to like go inside to go to the bathroom. This is in Manistee. It was during 4th of July. It was the first time I think I had brought Amelie up there to Manistee. And like we were all out in the backyard playing guitars and stuff. And Abel was still in a stroller, and we went out to the fireworks.
We
Abel in the
the field
stroller.
medic.
And I remember like the fireworks going off and like looking down at Abel in the stroller and just seeing that like first, like he had never seen fireworks
Did you see,
before.
like the
hell
excitement
is
in his
this?
eyes?
It just
Yeah.
like, and I mean, you could literally see the fireworks, like the reflection in his eyes, like the fireworks going off, and he just like pure, like
Fascination.
uncontested. Yeah, just
Mhm.
like totally amazed, and like that was just like really cool to be like with everybody, to be all four of us.
Yeah, that was fun. I forgot
Um,
about that.
And then
Yeah, dude.
Emily took that. I think it was Emily took that picture on the Polaroid of you three in the backyard playing guitar, which I literally set my
Oh, I
guitar
had that,
down to
dude.
go to the bathroom, and
I
I'm
had
not in
that
the
picture.
photo. Oh,
I have that
I'm so
picture in my
pissed.
wallet.
I'm so pissed.
I just remember at the fireworks, I was playing on my phone. When all there's left to be done is die.
Yeah, Field Medic, yeah.
Give me a little dope.
Yep. That was a big song that
Oh,
weekend.
man.
Aaron, so we stole all the good ones, so I don't know. I mean, you can steal them. It's not like we're doing a draft here.
No, I mean, I'll definitely do. I mean, Labor Day is definitely I don't know. It's just unique in the UP, in the Ontonagon. But I would definitely say that. Oh man, probably. So for those who don't know, the night before Thanksgiving
Friendsgiving.
is the biggest bar night of the year statistically.
That could be a trivia
For
question.
everybody.
And everyone comes back to their hometown
For sure, Tone.
for Thanksgiving, and it's so close to Christmas. Like it for me, anyways. It's like a 9-10 hour drive, and it's just like do I come up for Thanksgiving? Do I come for Christmas? Now I'm to the point where I'm saving my days up for Christmas. But when I was in college, it was just like everyone that you wanted to see and everyone that you didn't want to see
Mhm.
was going to be
Oh, yeah.
there down at the bar or just in town for Thanksgiving weekend. And that's very, very late nights and very good times for only a couple years because it was like my last years of college. But coming back for the biggest bar night of the year in town, and it's not packed like Labor Day, but it's just like
Good amount of people.
yes.
Oh yeah,
And
there's
then
a good amount of
There's
people.
those bands too that showed up a couple of those
Mhm.
years.
oh yeah,
I've always
So-
enjoyed Thanksgiving weekends.
kind of like a weird thing that when you really analyze it, like, oh, that's a big bar night for the year, but like literally everybody's in town. They're all there to watch the Lions lose on Thanksgiving
Mhm.
Day, which
And I
is
think-
another
Shut the
reason to
fuck
drink.
up.
I just realized too that since Thanksgiving is on, Thursday every year, I wonder if that is also a reason because usually Thanksgiving with like work and stuff, you get like that Thursday and Friday usually,
Yeah,
or you take
get
that
long
Friday.
weekend.
So
yeah.
I think that might be why. Just because you
Yeah.
get a really, really long weekend and everyone, like you said, Aaron
Mhm.
comes back home to see family and
And-
stuff. But
and like and following the UP is like fucking awesome.
mhm.
Like winter sucks in the UP, but summer and fall in the UP are awesome. So like to be able to come home at that time of year, unless it's already snowing by then.
Yeah, we've
Which
had
a lot of times it is.
it is, yeah, but there have been years where it hadn't yet. But
I've
And
had
honestly-
many a snowball fights on Thanksgiving, that's for sure.
I want to
Yeah.
say that my most like overrated might be St. Patrick's Day
Dude.
because it's like a weird. You don't get it off for work. It's on a Thursday.
Mhm.
Do
Yeah.
you celebrate on that Thursday and take the Friday off? Do you just pull up the bootstraps and go to work Friday? Do you celebrate it on that
Yeah.
Saturday before, like
Well, it's-
Chicago?
it's-
Do you do it Saturday
It's
after?
it's not always a Thursday. It's always it's what is it,
Or the
17th?
17th, yeah. I think it was
The
on. I
17th.
think it was on a Thursday this year. I think that's why I might have said
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I guess it
Which is
depends.
like-
So I guess it depends on what.
Hmm. I mean, Halloween is another great one. I've had
Halloween fucking rocks.
incredibly awesome and incredibly weird experiences on Halloween, especially in college.
Yeah, I think college
well,
has to
dude.
be the time frame of like celebrating Halloween like that.
Aaron, you got your first taste of being a serial killer the night before Halloween. Wasn't that?
Oh my gosh, the Fox
was
Night
that
episode 3
the
Episode 3.
or 4. I
no?
can't
What
remember.
I'm thinking of is there was
It.
a season. There was a season of American Horror Story.
Or yeah, the clown.
And Twisty the Clown. It was the carnival season, and Twisted the Clown came out, and it was like one of the most horrifying things that had been on television probably since it. And I was like, all right, I'm doing this costume this year, and I ended up doing it like literally 2 years in a row because it was so good. I went out to this bar, I won the costume contest, and probably the worst part about it is that I just went full freak mode on it. Like I had my head shaved, I had like the little sprouts of hair coming out, and completely done in makeup. I made this like, and the thing with Twisted the Clown is that it's all homemade in the show anyways. It's like this very like half-assed like costume that this guy wears. For those who have seen it. And so I literally bought a painter's suit and like cut up some big t-shirts and made this costume, and I was like all covered in like, I put like charcoal from the fire on it, so it was all like ratty and stuff. And I just walked around Shooters in Big Rapids because I went to Ferris State, and I just walked around. I didn't even talk to anybody. I just walked around and stared at people, and everyone was so freaked out. And then they're like, all right, and the winner is Twisted the Clown. And I just stood up on the stage in front of the DJ booth and just stared at people as they handed me a $50 gift certificate, which I very shortly after deleted with Crown Royal and whatever I was drinking. But it was just cool. It was just cool to freak people out. And I think I went over to Central where Tony was going, and I was also Twisted the Clown there. And so it was just
you committed. You committed.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
The one day
you're a method actor, dude.
I was hooked because I knew, I was like, no one's got a costume that's better than this. Like
no.
I think that year people were still doing like the Joker from like the Dark Knight, and I was just like, this is way overdone. Like the episode with Twisted the Clown came out like a couple weeks before Halloween.
Yeah, and everyone was watching it too.
Yes,
everyone knew what you were.
And so, especially in college, so then I roll into this bar and I just don't talk to anybody. And I mean, I think we walked in that we both, Travis, my roommate at the time, he had like a kangaroo suit on or something. We just had like we had drawstring bags filled with like Coors Light. We walked into the bar. We're just like, at one point, one of us crawled under the pool table to like pull a beer out of our.
Oh my God.
Living on the cheap in college. But yeah, it was that, and like in Mastique, Chris, your parents, they have those friends that do like the haunted house. And I think you were in the Army at this point. Me and Tony went out there, and they just had this house that they own that's just like it's year-round decorated in Halloween stuff, to my understanding. And we just went out there, and they do all the weird like eyeball shots and like funny like weird Halloween themed stuff. And we're just, there's a video that we'll post on our Twitter of Tony just like in an old man suit, just like,
I had that.
I don't even know.
It's a It was just like a mask, and I had one of our trench coats that we had bought when we were being stupid in high school, and
I was like a detective or something.
I had
weird.
this old man mask that looked so real. I want to know if my dad still has it. It's terrifying. And there was a basketball hoop outside this guy's house, and I could see pretty well in the mask. And Aaron got a video of me like doing like in between the legs like a spin move, and then doing like a sick layup. It was like old man. What does Kyrie Irving do? Like the old man Drew or whatever. It was like
Uncle
Drew. That was like before that even happened. It looked so fucking hilarious, and I can't wait to dig that one up. It was so funny.
So yeah, there's a lot of great holidays. I would say overrated holiday is New Year's Eve.
Facts, bro. I was just took the words right out of my mouth. That
and
shit is so
big
fucking
thing with
lame.
New Year's Eve, I've been a part of some New Year's Eve shit down here in Grand Rapids, and I don't know if somebody ruined it for me because they explained it to me, but New Year's Eve is always the most pressure to have the biggest, best night of the year, and it never is. It's never the coolest, wildest story. It's never crazy. You make these plans, you're like, all right, when's the cool stuff going to happen? And it like never does. I can remember one New Year's specifically in Ontonagon where Tony was on crutches,
Oh god.
Yep.
Oh my god.
and we
I was
dragged
just
him
about to
like,
say that.
and we like on the way in. Did we like drag you on a sled or something? I know on the
No,
way
Jake
out.
Yock
it was-
carried him.
Jake Yox and Corbin.
on
I
the way
think.
in, on the way
Yep.
in and the way out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Because the snow was like a couple feet
Oh
deep,
my god,
and
dude!
I had a busted ankle or foot. They had just got done with surgery. I literally had surgery on like the 28th, and then I was going out to the fucking. Oh my gosh! Yeah,
Dragging
And,
his getting passed around. Where did we go?
What-
we went to
Where did
we
you
went
go?
to a camp.
Charles Camp.
Yeah.
camp party. I
That
think
must have not been
wasn't that also the year where it was turning from 2011 to 2012, and it was supposed to be the end of the world?
No, that
The
was
Mayan calendar.
Different year?
that was 13 to 14 that year because I broke my foot my
Wha-
senior year in high school.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So,
my
you guys were
timelines
just
are
home
off.
for Christmas break. And I think that another reason why New Year's Eve is, I don't know, I just kind of, like, little burnt out from, like, Christmas and stuff, like, celebrating Christmas, and, like, usually you get a pretty good amount of days off for Christmas.
Mhm.
And whether or not you get that week after Christmas, which is also,
Mhm.
if you do work that week after Christmas, it's, like, the bullshittest week ever. Like, you don't do anything.
Oh yeah.
You just sit around just waiting for
Yeah.
the weekend. But I don't know. I feel like
Smoking cigarettes in the bathroom.
New Year's Eve is just, I don't know. Like, you're kind of just
Dude,
like,
I
oh,
feel-
we got to do this again. We got to drink, you know.
Yeah, I feel like there should be something in February or March instead of January, like the New Year, like the same celebration should happen, but just not in January.
It should
It's like
be,
too quick after Christmas.
yeah, it should be like at the end of January. I would
Yeah.
like that.
I agree, because especially for me, because like normally, you know, I take leave and shit, you know, from like December 20 whatever the fuck, you know, all the way up until like a couple days after January, the
Right.
4th of July, not the 4th of July, New Year's, and like I'm just like so tired of like doing shit at that point, and like
Yeah.
I'm like getting ready to like go back home, and like it's like New Year's Eve, it's like all right, cool, and it's just like I'm just kind of over everything at that
Mhm.
point. I'm just like ready to go back home, and like
Mhm.
I
It's
mean,
so true.
like Aaron said, we definitely had some good times growing up. Like, I mean, I know we had plenty of fucking good times at the Sumas house, and then that one year you guys were just talking about was a really good year too. But
Yeah, but is it worth traveling across the country for? You know,
That's the big question.
New Year's is that's what it should be. Is it a holiday you're willing to take a vacation for, to get off and go to?
And the stretch between Christmas isn't that much, but I mean, when you're like, when we were in college and you guys were in the military and were able to get enough leave to spend the both holidays, then it was definitely worth it because we would play music. I mean, there was just like
Yeah.
all sorts of riffraff. But now, like, I think this is one of the first years now that I'm not in the music industry. Well, last year, I mean, everything was all screwed with COVID. Like, I spent the first Christmas away from home in like 25 years, 20
Holy
more than
shit.
that, like
Yeah.
26 years
That's crazy.
during the pandemic. So it was just like, it was just wild. Like I spent it with my girlfriend's family, which is fun, but it's
Fucking
just
traitor.
so different. It's just,
And now you're a fucking
It's just
Canadian
so
man,
different.
you piece of
the
shit,
one cool thing is that nobody else in my whole apartment building was here. Like both front and the back parking lot were empty. So I just like made my ears bleed. I just like Christmas Eve, like I hung out, drank some wine, like had some food with just her, and then I came
Died for
I, like,
hours.
came home to make sure nobody was breaking into the house and stuff, and I turned my guitar amp all the way up and just like my ears
Ding
were
ding
bleeding
ding
by the
ding
time I
ding
went to
ding
bed.
ding 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 ding.
Actually, that's a cool,
bawling his
that's a cool
eyes
side
out.
note to bring up. Back when it was like 4th of July.
Oh yeah, Dylan's
Me and Dylan were still in
Oh,
show.
shining
God.
moment.
Put the old
Shining moment.
That was sick.
50 amp Vox on the back.
That was
Yeah,
sick.
oh,
Like
yeah,
literally
that
the
was
whole
Like 10
neighborhood.
10 in the morning. It was like 10 in the morning.
No, I don't think it was
And
that
it-
early because we
No,
were
it
at the
was-
was
beach.
it?
We were at the beach,
Yeah.
like having a
It was
beach
like
day.
6. It was like 6
they
p.m.
were lighting fireworks off.
Yeah,
and Dylan just tears the lid off the neighborhood.
That was
With-
awesome.
I just remember the first thing you heard was the gain, and then you heard the guitar plug in. You heard
That was I guarantee there's random people that we don't know that are like still thinking about that.
Oh yeah, that man, we should make that a tradition anywhere we are, whether or not we're together, is to play the national anthem as loud as we can. Just
Mhm.
lay a guitar amp straight up into the air on the front porch. Just
that should be a new rule. Like you have to do it.
I
on the
thought
4th
about
of
doing
July.
it down here, but I don't know who's got guns around me other than myself. So
All of a sudden, your apartment turns into Swiss cheese.
Well, that's gonna do it for episode 8. Hope you enjoyed. We are gonna have a update from Oliver to this episode. We didn't last because
nice.
he had no service for a good amount of time, but got service now. We're gonna get it recording for you. I think they're on like mile 350 or 400, so they got about.
Dude,
that's crazy.
Go on Snapchat. You can watch his fucking shit.
Yeah.
The updates on Snapchat.
2,200 more miles, I think, left. So, and I know that there might be a good story in this one. So, I'm looking forward to that.
Remember that cliffhanger ending where we were like about to say something, and there was like 2 minutes left, and then we did like the Titanic salute.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, that was hilarious. Yeah, I'm definitely that's gonna be the end of this one.
Back with an update here, but no longer from Oliver. I finally got my trail name. Most people on trail get a new name assigned to them by another hiker. I got mine from a guy named Your Dad. I am now called Twist on trail. No cool story involved, just got it from saying my name's Oliver and him saying, Oliver Twist, I'm gonna call you Twist. So yeah, I like it. So where did I leave off? On Easter morning, at mile 145, to my pleasant surprise, I came upon some trail magic by a trail angel named Mary. If you're not familiar, trail magic are kind gestures from random people, usually non-hikers, who are known as trail angels. They come in many forms. But what I received that morning was a full-on breakfast. French toast, an omelet, sausage, coffee, and more. This older woman was making all this by herself on 2 Coleman stoves for any thru hiker who passed by. Amazing stuff. At mile 180, I got to my second resupply town, a cute little hiker-friendly town by the name of Idlewild. Their mayor is literally a golden retriever named Max, a dog mare. That is no joke, folks. There, I caved and had my first shower and a bed to sleep in for one night. After that, I pushed on with a food bag full of Hot Pockets, Uncrustables, cheese that inevitably would get sweaty, an ungodly amount of sweets, and more high-calorie goodies. I hit the town of Big Bear at mile 266, stocked up with food from the Dollar Tree, had a brief interaction with this older guy in a leather biker's vest with a cane, curious about my travels, who told some of his own through the handful of words I could make out through his mumbling. Something about him beating the shit out of someone back in his prime biker days, something about having 3 wives, something about some guys getting out of jail, I don't know. But he was a character, to say the least. Nice guy, too. But anyways, me and my trail family, their names are Galadriel and Bounce, made a lemonade stand on trail to celebrate National Lemonade Day as a joke. We handed out free lemonade to the other hikers. Later in the day, good old Huge, me and Tony's dad, showed up. He was in the area for a job interview and completely blew us out of the water by bringing beer and pizza. The other hikers were no longer interested in our Trail Magic lemonade, for good reason. At mile 308, my trail fam and I got to a natural hot spring where we soaked our sore bodies and cowboy camped on the beach of a riverbed with just the stars above us. Titties and dicks everywhere. Not us, though. We were prudes. After that, we pushed on to Cajun Pass at mile 340, where we each ate 2,500 calories worth of McDonald's. The lobby was closed, so all the hikers gathered outside under some shade in the front lawn, shoes off, stuffing our faces with fists full of fries. Now that is the definition of hiker trash. As this is all going down, a guy drives by yelling out his window, "Anyone need a ride to Wrightwood? I'll bring you to the Bud Farm. It's taco night." To my knowledge, this guy has a weed farm and caters to hikers by giving them rides, selling them weed, and hosting them at his place. And I guess he was making tacos that night. He even had a small trailer used for holding hikers' backpacks when giving hitches. We passed up the offer in an effort to not skip any miles on the trail. I am now on mile 347, and I got to tell you, the trail is starting to feel like home.
For sure.
Me doing that.
And the fact that no one said anything about Aaron's fedora the whole night.
No.
Whoa,
Yeah.
hold up, slow up here. We'll get into that next episode. There's a difference between a fedora and a trilby, and everyone thinks that this is a fedora, and they're correct. But a trilby is the one that's got the pointed front, and that you see all the guys with the neck beards, which clearly you can see no neck beard.
No neck beard.
Let me tell you, there's nuance to it.
Oh, is there?
Get into this. I'll get into
I
it.
don't know,
There's
man.
nuance.
What's the nuance?
They
Aaron?
both make
Please
it fucking
enlighten
weird.
me.
Look, a fedora is what gangsters wore in the 20s. Trilby is what dudes that live in their mom's basements. Shout out to all you guys playing World of Warcraft. Love you. Was there at one point. No, I'm not. A trilby is what you see. It's a
Keep going.
time. Fedora has a flatter brim. You know what? Our listeners care. No, this is the send off, dude. This is the full thing that's going
Don't
in.
cut this.
The full.
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
I saw a dude. There was a dude ripping fucking pills in the back room one time.
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
Oh yeah, side story. Remember when we drug all the equipment out on the basketball court behind that place and blew the lid off the town?
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
Penguin! It was Penguin! Nice! Another perfect round.
Thanks for listening to Failure at its finest hour.
Distinctly remember getting thrown to the ground when that first one blew up.